quiet the noise and elevate your mind. I'll say it again. Quiet the noise and elevate your mind. You don't need motivation. You need alignment. You don't need motivation. You need alignment. Let's be honest. If motivation worked, you'd already be where you wanted to be right now. You watched the videos, you saved the quotes, you felt the fire, and yet here we are. Because I'm not going to say just you, here we are. Not because you're lazy, but because you're misaligned. Not because you're lazy, you're misaligned. Today, we're talking about why motivation feels like it's failing you and what actually creates a substantial income, peace, and momentum. Peace and momentum, because we're not going to just talk about money. Because, like if you don't have the peace and the momentum, you're not going to keep the money. I used to think that motivation was the answer. If I could just get hyped enough, inspired enough, encouraged enough, everything would change. But motivation is emotional. It's emotional. Alignment is the structural part when your life habits, environment, self-image don't match your goals. Motivation burns out real fast. It burns out really fast. Alignment means to match your goals and your values. So when we are motivated, that might just be for the moment. But when we are aligned and we have structure, we're making sure our goals and our values match up together. Your schedule matches your priority, and that's important. Your income goals match your identity. I'm going to say that one again. Your income goals match your identity. And that's important. Your boundaries protect your energy. You can't you can't motivate your way out of misalignment. I know that we think we can, and I know everybody is surprised at this point because people been trying to do this. But you cannot motivate out of misalignment. That's why people restart every Monday. Every Monday they wake up and they're like, I got to start all over again. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel encouraged. I don't feel like I can make it to the next step because they're not aligned. That's why vision boards expire, because we're going to be doing these vision boards coming up this year. People are having their vision board parties, but it's just the motivation. What about the alignment? That's why we feel tired before we even begin. We're like, man, I'm thinking about all this stuff I have to do, like every place I have to go. I'm thinking like I need something else. I need something else. But let me ask you this. Where am I forcing motivation instead of fixing alignment? Where am I forcing motivation instead of fixing alignment? Where is that? What goals sound good but doesn't feel true? What goal in your life right now sounds good but does not feel true? What part of my life is out of order? I wish I had one of those little things and I could just be like, boop, 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 boop. What part of my goals, of what part of my life feels out of order? What part? What part of your life is out of order? Because that's where we are today. Alignment is quiet. It doesn't scream, it stabilizes. And when you align, momentum becomes natural. If this episode spoke to you, this is your sign that you're ready to go deeper, deeper in your work, deeper in your creativity, deeper in your mind. And we'll talk about that soon. Thank you. Good night. Thank you for tuning in to the Zipmouth Motivation Show.
Hey, Zipmouth, let's get it. Let's talk to each other. Elevate, divine state. Let's boost each other. Conversate, no matter debate. We learning something to stimulate a greater state. Now ain't that something? Got it covered like gravy. A smothered chicken. The intellectual driven by streams and pathways to uplift. What seeing life different becomes the way of life. Finding your inner peace and shining like beacons through the motivation. Get you moving to go and discover new things. Zipmouth, the doors wide open. Let's elevate the game. Stimulate the brain with ways to build bridges and live some better days. Motivation, that's all I'm saying. With Zipmouth.
Thank you for tuning in to the Zipmouth Motivation Show.